Hello, hello. For all those watching on the replay, welcome. It is, let's see. I think we're about there. All right, sweet. All right. Hi. I'm over here trying to set up. Hello. Happy Wednesday. How are you all? I'm just setting up my stuff here. How is everybody? How are the energies treating you? I just wanted to hop on to see if there is kind of anyone here. Let me make sure that this is on, just in case. All right. How are y'all? Okay, so hi Maribel. Hi Monica. Hi the braid lady. Hi Stacy. Hi Lisette. Nomi? Is it Nomi? Hi. So, how are y'all? So today, I just wanted to hop on to see if there was anybody on, so I can offer free and paid readings. And yeah. So my name is Angelica from Infinite Love Healing, and I am an Ascended Master Healer, which is just a fancy term that was given to me by my higher self, or my highest self, that kind of just explains the breadth and the depth of spiritual work that I'm able to do for the collective, for people, for spaces, etc. Okay, so I am offering free and paid readings today. Hi. So free readings are as followed. Might get my makeup out of the way, get my filter out of the way. So I leave your comment with your name and a question. It can be general love, health, career, etc. I don't do pregnancy questions or fertility readings or anything like that. Or it could be a one-card pool. Let me take a note here. Oh, thank you. I like it. And if you do want to, so the way that my free readings work is that I just allow my intuition to, let me put this over here. I just let my intuition kind of guide me. I let spirit kind of guide me to whoever needs to be read. Okay. And so that's the way free readings work. And if paid readings come in, then I honor those first. So if you would like to know more about paid readings or donation-based readings, let me know in the comments and I will get there. Until then, I'll just scan the comments and then kind of see where I'm taken to, okay? I'm just going to tune into the collective that we got here. Oh, I like it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gifts. Feel free to share the live. How did I know I was able to communicate with spirits? It's been a long process. It's been a long process of understanding and realizing that I've been doing it my whole life. But I've been doing it my whole life. And that realm, like the spirit realm, magic, etc., like witchcraft, that kind of stuff has always been in my in my sphere. And I always knew that I was able to like do things, and because as a young child, I was like doing some crazy shit in dreams. I was doing a lot of different astral travel and stuff, so I always knew to a point, but I didn't know the extent of it. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Oh, how much are my readings? So thank you for asking. Paid readings. So the donation exchange for paid readings are $20, and I also offer energy work and mediumship. So I do talk and bring messages from the other side or from your deceased loved ones, etc. For $33. And all of my links are in my bio to donate. And then you gotta let me know in the comments that you donated. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. And if you do donate, just let me know. Until then, I'm gonna just scan the comments. Oh, I like that. Your name is Angela. My name is Angelica. Nice to meet you. Just scanning through the comments. Okay. Maggie, Maggie McDonald, you said you dreamt a woman put her hands on you and prayed. Felt great, was I visited. That almost feels ancestral to me. Without getting too much into it or whatever, it feels like it was ancestral. Let me scroll through some of these because I'm getting really behind. Nickname me Smiley. All right. Oh, thank you for the rose. Oh, the gummy bears. They look like little bears. Thank you, Nomi. Okay. I'm feeling a couple people, and I just want to narrow it down. I want to see who pops back up. Okay. Leandra, I feel you, my dear. Should I move on from P or take space? I feel like space is needed. And also I will always say it's up to you. It gets to be up to you because it's your life. And I'm not here to take anybody's power or tell anybody what to do, because ultimately you're the ultimate authority of over your own life. But I will just say and share what I feel. And so it feels like space. What I was hearing was take space to get yourself right. Does that make sense? And it's not in a context of like there's anything quote unquote wrong with you or anything. It's like to get your own alignment, get in your own alignment, get into your own energy, figure out what you want to do, rather than possibly externalizing your power, or bypassing your power. So it feels like taking space, and getting really, really clear in you first, okay? Before you even figure out, it feels like that will help you. Let me scan. Let me scroll through some of these because I'm getting behind. um. Uh. Oh, phew phew. I like it. Thank you. Debbie, what do you mean by huge blessing? Um, Alexandria, are Isaac's feelings for me strong? I feel like it kind of depends on what you mean, or it almost depends on what you mean or how you mean it. Um, like romantic feelings, platonic feelings, maybe getting really a little bit more clear in that. I do feel like there's a connection, and that person feels a connection for you. Um, I don't know how, I wouldn't be able to tell you how strong they are, because they don't come up. It almost feels like there's a bit of a disconnection within themselves, his self, etc. Um, that it feels the connection. I'm not quite sure how to to put this, but he does feel the connection. As for whether it's quote unquote strong or not, I don't feel that. I don't feel anything like that. However, that doesn't mean that they're not strong. And doesn't mean that they are strong. I just am simply relaying that I don't feel that, but he does feel a connection there. Okay. And I'll leave it there. Oh, who cash apped me? Alyssa. Don't have a pen. Alyssa, did you pay for a reading or or energy work or healing, or what did you? I do see what you donated. But what would you like, my dear? I just want to see if you. Okay, all right. Alyssa, mediumship? Yeah, sure, I could do that. So let me let you know how mediumship works. So my mediumship works a little bit different maybe than like a Tyler Henry or a John Edwards. The way my mediumship works is that I tune into your energy, and I kind of sense and I feel who's coming in. And then basically the first portion of it is kind of identifying who's coming in for you so that you have a confirmation of who's coming in for you. And after that, typically, I don't want to like go into like that it's going to happen, but typically after we've identified who is coming in for you, they will usually have some kind of message. Sometimes they have, sometimes they want me to do like energy work, healing work, etc. It kind of depends, but first part is like a confirmation of who the person is coming in for you, and the second part is like any messages that they might have for you. Okay, is that cool? And then I always honor my my paid readings first. So if you would like to get on that list and make sure you're read or whatever, then feel free to donate and let me know. Yes, okay, cool. Where's my water? Let me grab us some water first. And thank you for the donation, Alyssa. I really appreciate it. Okay. So I'm kind of like relax here. I wasn't expecting to do any kind of mediumship today, but let's see who comes through. Okay, so let me connect to your energy. You are over here. There you are. Okay. All right. So I have, as soon as I connected, I felt it. So I have a presence to my left, and left typically will indicate a female figure. Okay. So let me just fill in and see, because I don't typically get images. Sometimes I do. For me, it's more about feeling, sensing, knowing, and then hearing. So let me just kind of listen for a minute and tune in. Okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions, Alyssa. Okay. So this is interesting. It feels, this, I'm like, well, which one is it? At first I was feeling like a motherly vibe, and then I started listening even deeper, and then I heard sister as well. So I would say motherly, sisterly vibe. This could even come through as a friend that felt like kind of motherly, kind of sisterly, but like this is the vibe that I get, okay? Is there someone that kind of comes to mind as I'm saying that? Is there somebody that comes to mind with that kind of vibe? I do get kind of like brown, medium brown, maybe like shoulder length-ish. I don't even know if it was shoulder. Even brown, I'm getting brown. I'm getting like this. I'm getting this and then brown hair. Glasses? Glasses. Wore glasses. Okay, let me see. Because does anybody, okay, hold on. How do I say that? Do you recognize the person how I'm describing it? Because if you don't, mediumship is 33, Brianna, and all the links are in my my profile. No, this is for Alyssa. when I do mediumship, it's specifically for a person. However, if there are messages there that resonate, take it. So Alyssa, it does have a motherly, sisterly vibe. Is your mom passed? And if so, was she like a mom and a sister? Because I get the medium brown hair. And I don't know if that means medium brown like color-wise or like medium length, but I get medium brown hair. I get glasses and contacts, or glasses and or contacts. So all of mediumship is for those who actually donate, and that's 33 Hope. Okay, because it takes so much energy out of me to do this, and to not have anything. Okay. My mom passed away and she always wears contacts. Okay. All right. So the way this comes through, Alyssa, the way this comes through, this energy, it feels very motherly. It also feels sisterly as well. Okay. And I don't know if that was your relationship in life. But that's how it's coming through to me. Okay. Okay. So we've identified she wants to be, okay. All right. Okay. So more information. So she wants to be the matriarch, literally, that's coming through in your life at this point. Okay. She wants to transmit some energy to you. Okay. Is that okay? Do you accept? You can type yes in the comments, or you can just say I accept. But she does want to transmit some energy to you, and she does have a couple messages for you today. Okay. First off, thank you for listening for listening to the guidance. She's sending you butterflies. I see one, but how I'm translating it, it feels like multiple butterflies. It feels like I don't know if these are yellow or orange or a combination, but it feels like butterflies. Butterflies. Sending you butterflies and or butterfly kisses. That's interesting how it comes through. I'm going to leave it like that because I don't quite know how to translate what she's saying. Butterfly. She's sending you butterflies and or butterfly kisses. Okay. All right. As the matriarch, okay. As the matriarch, she is. One moment. Let me figure out how to word this. Okay. So it's almost like an acknowledgement. She's the matriarch, or that she was in living. Not that she's not still, but in living, she was the matriarch, right? Um, she's also like, I also get this sense of like passing it down to you. So I don't know if you have kids or if it's more of like a symbolic, like now you're the matriarch of the family, even if that just contains you, or, like there's this symbolic passing down of you are the matriarch now. Okay. You are the divine feminine embodiment now. So with this, there is, um, I wanted to see. I know it does. It does. Especially when I close my eyes. Um, so the sense here is that there is a passing down. You as the matriarch, and now as the matriarch, you hold responsibility. Hold on one second. Let me turn this off. And my notification. Okay. As the matriarch, you are now responsible for it almost feels like how power is distributed. It has something to do with power. So here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how this actually all comes together, but there's the sense of you as the matriarch. There's this, she's, what I get is the sense of going back behind you. That's where your like your lineage on your mother's side. Actually, that's not quite how the matrix, our personal matrix kind of works. But for me, what I feel is the lineage of women that are in your ancestry. There's this healing being brought forth for you in this moment, in this moment now, as well as this present time that we are in, that you are in. And now as the matriarch, it is important, it's imperative, it's also critical, and these are the words that I'm hearing, that you understand the responsibility that of what that means. Okay, for your lineage moving forward, even if you don't have kids like physically, or if you do, it doesn't matter if you do have kids or if you don't, just what that responsibility means of being. You are the matriarch of your bloodline. And I get the sense of like maybe writing that down, matriarch of my bloodline, and then kind of letting that sink in, because that's the message that's coming through. You are now the matriarch of your bloodline. There is great responsibility in that. Not pressure. It's not as coming through as a sense of pressure. It's more like you are the matriarch now and it's your responsibility. Okay? There's also healing that is coming to you now, and it's just being transmitted to you. I don't feel, I might do a little bit of energy work here. Or is that what you're saying? Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of energy work if that's okay with you. If you can just intend to receive this, but there is some energy work. There's also this sense that your mom and the lineage of women in your ancestry okay, all right. They're referring to magic, number one. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Okay. I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing right now, but basically there's magic in the bloodline. And there's an indication of being responsible for that magic and for, how you wield it, if you wield it, for being a vessel of that magic. I don't quite know how else to explain it, other than they're showing me like the bloodline coming down, and it's lighting up like all kinds of like really beautiful colors, and it's coming to you, and they're saying like it's your responsibility. Again, not in a pressure way, but more like an honoring way. They want to acknowledge this. They want to honor this, and there's also a sense of reverence in there as well. Okay. So now we want to get to the energy work. So just intend to receive, Alyssa. I'm just going to transmit some codes to you. So feel into your body. Feel into the sensations in your body, around your body, in order to like receive it fully. You can also go back and watch this live on my YouTube channel in case you feel like you missed anything, okay? So this is more energy. I typically do transmit through sound codes as well, but I don't feel sound coming through. It just feels like energy. And this feels also a little bit like an activation and a remembrance, because they're showing me that image of the bloodline and how the blood lights up, indicating magic. Hmm. Ila ain molo iasa. Ilea ai a ala a iaha asananta ta aosushatu. Ilea aya mle ia ma a maya aya. Lea a aya ma aya a ma aya. Elia I ia la aya aya. Uli ia aya aha aya. As the divine feminine and as the matriarch of your bloodline, the responsibility now flows to you, and we honor this. We show our reverence for this, for you. The magic and power that flows through your veins is infinite, is alchemical, is brilliant in its magnificence. We are with you always. Remember us, honor us, acknowledge us. In this physical reality, in your thoughts, in your dreams, in your life. Never alone are you. Never disconnected are you. Never without love are you. Honor your magic. Honor your light. Honor your power. For it resides within you. You are the light that holds the future. that steers the future, that navigates into the future. And we are wherever you go. Ihiliahaya, 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 laahaya, miiaha nataaya, muia haasa, ikia uia ia asa, ia haala aku uia hia sanata. Okay, so let that marinate, Alyssa. Let that all marinate. So what I was getting when some of that, there was a specific part in that whole like channeling that was coming through that I was hearing or having the sense of, if you don't already have an altar set up, I would encourage you and at least invite you to set up an altar that is, I feel like in honorance or in honor, reverence, to the women in your ancestry. Okay. There's something about the magic in your blood being connected to that and being activated through that. And that's just a physical representation of that magic. So possibly setting up an altar, having your mom's picture on there and maybe any other ancestors that you might have pictures of on that altar, and then you setting it up in whatever way. But that's what I was feeling during that part of when they were, I can't remember exactly what was coming through, but there was a part of like honoring them. That's the sense that I was getting, okay, with that. With that, that feels, let's see, that feels like, one moment. So, okay. I'm getting a somewhat translation of what the codes were for. So I would invite you to, if it feels resonant to you, watch this on the playback on my YouTube channel. If you need to like feel into the energy again, but there was some there was some sound codes and some energy codes that were activating the deeper magic within, is kind of what I hear. But it's basically to activate the magic further. So I would maybe invite you to sit with that. But I keep seeing sparkles in the blood, like this rainbow. It's kind of rainbow-ish. It like kind of lights up different colors, and they're like sending like sparkles, and then like it's in the blood. So it's basically an indication of how that flows through the feminine, the divine feminine, or the female lineage in your bloodline, in your ancestry. Okay. And it's an indication of that magic flowing through from ancient, like ancient. I mean, we're talking about like ancient times before there were cities, before there were like it's ancient times. Okay. As far as your bloodline goes back, that's where the magic it's always been there. Okay. It even goes back up to the stars cosmically. So sit with that. That is the message. Is that complete? Okay. She's saying now we're complete. But those are the messages that were coming through. And yeah, that's kind of all I feel that is coming through, which is really fucking powerful, honestly. Holy crap. Okay. So how let me know how that bear with me. That was a lot of energy. That was a lot. Okay. That was a lot. Somebody asked, let me know how that resonates for you, Alyssa. Feel free to share as much or as little. This is a safe space. Andrea says, you literally described my mom and my ancestors, which I do have an altar for them. They are all females. That's awesome. And we have magic down our bloodline too. Yeah. So if it resonates, take it. Scarlett asked, how do we get a reading here? So I'm about to go back to free readings. And free readings, you just leave a comment with your name and a question, general, love, health, career. I don't do pregnancy or fertility. Or if you'd like to do a paid reading, which I always honor first, donations of $20 minimum for readings. And then all the links are in my profile, and you got to let me know when you donate, or when and if you donate. And then the donation exchange is 20 for readings and 33 for energy work and mediumship, which you just saw. Do you do 18 plus questions? I'm not sure what you mean, Squish. Can you clarify what that means? Hold on. Alyssa, there you are. My mom always had a special energy about her. That original image you had of her was her as a child. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, that's how she was coming through to me. See, and this is always like, I'm like, how do I navigate this? Because sometimes people come through and I'm like, oh, I don't know. What is that I just did? I did a mediumship reading for Alyssa. And sometimes that's how those types of readings go. Hold on, let me swipe all of these out of my she had the biggest, bulkiest glasses. That's what I was seeing. It was like almost those like clear frame glasses, but like really big. And I'm like, is this right? But she was also telling me contacts. I'm like, okay. I'm not sure what you mean here. So that's why I said, that's how I said, what I said. Yeah, Scarlett, that was a mediumship reading, but sometimes, because I do ancestry work a lot, I do ancestral healing as well, and I work with my ancestors a lot, and I work with that energy a lot. Sometimes they come through like that. Sometimes they come through in like wanting to bring energy work, wanting to bring messages, and sometimes it comes through as a channeling. So it's not really a guarantee that they would come through like that if you do get a mediumship reading, but it's kind of like a mixed bag. Okay, so let me go back. Let me start scanning the comments again. Let me grab some. My lips are like, okay. All right. And my mom was always searching her lineage. It always meant a lot to her. I am wowed. That's beautiful. Yeah, she feels really connected now to that lineage and all those, like, because she was showing me this image, this image of like all of the women going back, and she's connected. And it's also like you're connected too. You're not disconnected because you're in physical, but she's showing me this connection. I'm like, holy shit. It like goes back like to ancient, all the way back to up to the stars, when we were seated in the stars. So yeah, fill into that. There's a lot there. Okay. Let's see. Jennifer, why haven't I dreamed of my mother? What comes to mind? What comes to mind right away when I read your question was that sometimes, I'm not sure if your mother just passed like recently or within like recent years, but sometimes when we don't have those dreams, or when we don't have like those visitations, what happens, or one of the reasons behind this can be because they don't want to interrupt our healing process, our grieving process, and our own growth process, because sometimes that can be a detriment. Sometimes we can get stuck in that, like we need that, we need that, we need that. And it can hinder our growth, and it can hinder our own progress or our own healing process, grieving process. So that's kind of what I felt. Take it kind of how it resonates, but that's kind of what I felt when I read your question. April, will I get delivered from this spiritual attack before the year is done? Spiritual attacks are spiritual attacks happen because they are a way for us to understand our own power and maybe where we're giving it away. And it's also to me, they typically, if there's a spiritual attack happening, there is an energy leak or a blind spot, or it's basically something in your unconscious that needs to be healed. Otherwise, those types of attacks don't or can't typically happen. Although it's not a black and white type of situation, it's not a black and white type of advice that like, oh, it can't happen. But typically for me, it's an indication that there's something that needs to be healed. Because if there's spiritual attacks happening, those lower dimensional beings are there to challenge us and support us in rising into our own power and understanding our own power. Okay, so that might not be what you want to hear, but that's why spiritual attacks happen typically. You're welcome, Melissa. I'm scanning through the comments slowly. So how the readings work is I just kind of scan the comments and, I kind of read who I feel called to read. But if you would like to pay for a reading, the donations are as follows. They're 20 for readings and 33 for energy work and mediumship. Okay. I'm speaking to Katie T, Pink Milk. You're welcome. Was it you that I was reading for, Jennifer? I don't know. I don't always remember the names. I forget like that. Okay. I'm slowly getting through the comments, so hold on. Maria, are you still here? You asked, why did your baby pass? Okay, you are here. Okay, thank you. Maria, what I felt here is that sometimes souls just want to dip their toe in. They just want to dip, they don't want a whole full physical experience of, going throughout a whole life. Sometimes souls just want to dip their toe in. And that can be sometimes a difficult thing to process or wrap our minds around, because maybe because of our own expectations or our own wants. And, if we want a child, that can be a lot to process. But that's kind of what I feel like, that is that soul just wanted to dip its toe in. And there's like this sense of like, it's still, you can still think of that child as your child. There's no, it came in for a lot of different reasons. One of those reasons is they just wanted to dip their own toe in to like get at things. There was some things to catalyze in your own life of maybe understanding, expanding your own understanding of how things work. So it was like to catalyze a growth or an expansion in your own awareness, as well as to help you. Like, it was like this like little connection that happened in order to help you release some old heartbreak and heartache. Okay. So in that light, they were actually doing you a solid, because it was helping you to release some old stuff that needed to be released. And as you go through that, as you process your grief through that, you go through all of the stages, right? And it's non-linear. Grief is not a linear process. You go through anger, you go through bargaining, you go through all of the things until you finally come to acceptance. And that can happen in a lot of different stages and non-linearly. But as you come into acceptance, it feels like you'll be lighter because of it. And that was one of the purposes of that soul coming in, because it was, they just wanted to dip their toe in, but they came in as like kind of an agreement. You can kind of see it as like a soul contract or an agreement to come in to help you release that old stuff. Okay. That's what I feel. You're welcome, Maria. I hope that gives you some comfort. And if it doesn't, I'm that's okay too. Hi, Melody. How are you? I feel like there was some other question. There was another question. I don't know. I don't know if that person's here or not. Where did when was it? 1:25. So I have about 10 more minutes to be on here. Ooh, excuse me. And I might be on again tomorrow, depending on how I feel. Ooh, hello. Hello, my Aussie friend. I'm not good at Australian accents, but I fucking love Australian accents. It's great. Yeah, it's definitely a process. It's a process. And if anybody does want a like an in-depth reading, I also do offer private readings, private mediumship sessions, healing sessions. I offer a whole lot of stuff. Wait, who was it? Okay, let's see. Maybe that person will come back. Well, hello, Wendy. Nice to see you. Nice to be seen. Holly. Why did my boyfriend cheat on me? Just need to know why. It wasn't personal. A lot of times when people cheat, they are disconnected from within and they're searching for a lot of stuff externally to them, and they get caught up in the external and they're not quite connected internally. And it could be like a lot of times it's because of trauma, emotional trauma, emotional baggage. Could be mental stuff, like mental trauma, or, just trauma in general. But that's what it feels like to me. He's caught up in a lot of the external stuff, and numbing and distracting and running from the trauma. And this feels more unconscious, so I don't even know that he realizes he's doing it. But it's a lot of patterns and stuff that he's playing out, that he's not, that because of that disconnectedness, that he doesn't really understand who he is or who he wants to be. And he hasn't really gone in, and no judgment, no judgment here. But that's why, he's playing a lot of patterns. He's playing out a lot of trauma that, he's seen and he was, I would say exposed to as a young kid, and created this whole reality that, he's playing all of that out. It wasn't anything personal. Okay. I hope that helps you. Oh, New Zealand. I like New Zealand accents too. Hello, friend. I'm really bad at it. I can almost get, I'm not good with New Zealand. I want to study accents, and because I love accents. Sometimes they just spontaneously happen. Like Scottish, Irish. I love accents. They're just so great. I want to do that just for the fun of it. What is it? Because I know that I'm blanking right now. It wasn't personal, Holly. Yeah, it wasn't personal at all. He's acting out a lot of wounds. How can I set up a private session? Go to my profile and then go to my website. And then you can see a list, or you can go to my offerings page, and then you can see all of what I offer, and then you can book from there. Okay. And basically you just pay, and then I contact you privately and we set up a session from there. Okay. Jennifer, I do that. That's mediumship. And I actually do that with donations only, or paid only, because if not, because it takes a lot of energy to connect to that realm for me. So that's why I have that set in place. But I would be happy to. Otherwise, I shut it down. Does that make sense? Because it's a lot. It's a lot to take on that energy. You're welcome. Okay. All right, I've gone through all of the things. So let's go through. Debbie, you're asking if you're going to get a financial blessing this week. It feels like it's on the way. It does feel like it's on the way because I can see it in your peripheral, like in your periphery. However, there's a need, like you're creating resistance to it. So if you like just relax and let it come to you, it'll come. But it feels like you're creating the resistance. Sometimes it's the funny thing with energy. We have to allow things to come to us but when we're in like such, if we're in like lack mentality or scarcity, it creates this dynamic of energy that's like, oh, I need this so bad, that it actually pushes what we want away from us. And energy has to, energy is very interesting. Hi Camilla, I do not do pregnancy or fertility readings. It's just not my bag. But I know that there's like so many other people that probably do that are really good at it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliments. Hold on. You said there was... So if you do want a free reading, just to let y'all know, just to remind y'all, leave a comment with your name and a question. General love, health, career, etc. No pregnancy or fertility readings. I just don't do it. Or a one-card pool. Paid readings are as follows: donations of $20 minimum for readings. All the links to donate are in my profile, and then you gotta let me know in the comments. And donation based is just $20 for readings and $33 for energy work and mediumship. So anybody that's asking about like, is this person on the other side? Do they have a message for me, etc.? That's considered mediumship. And it takes a lot of energy. And if you don't do this work, it's kind of like anything, though. You know what I mean? I feel like if you don't understand the work or the energy that's put into it, sometimes we just don't have. We don't make those connections. We don't understand. I keep seeing you, Amanda. Amanda, you asked, will I get this value-based lead position at work? This is really interesting because I feel like, I don't know why I'm just going to say it how it comes out. And I can be wrong, but it feels like they already have someone in mind. And it almost feels like I keep getting this feeling like it was an inside job. That they already had someone in mind, but they had to open it up for everybody else to be quote unquote fair. I don't know if that's true, but that is the feeling or the sense that I get. And it feels like they already have someone in mind. Yeah. Hi Jillian. Is that you, Jillian? Are you back? I'm well. I'm doing well. I thought I'd come on today. I've been giving myself some time to rest. Because typically I was going live Tuesday through Fridays, and it just kind of wore on me. And I'm like, you know what? I need a break. So I was actually feeling like excited to come on today. So I figured, yeah, let's do it. Stacy, using you how? Amanda, I already read for you, my dear. Um, okay. Hold on. Who? Why is Emily? Why is Randy acting strangely towards me now? I actually felt when I feel into it, there's an awkwardness and almost like there's a sense of like, you know how sometimes when things get awkward, sometimes people were like, we don't know how to say the things. It feels like, oh, I'm just gonna pretend like it doesn't happen or it didn't happen, or just I'm just gonna pretend. It feels like that. I'm just gonna pretend that it didn't happen. I feel awkward. I don't know how to. It's like something happens, something awkward happens, awkward, and we don't quite know how to, like, maybe we weren't taught, or maybe we never learned how to process, how to communicate, how to work through and navigate those situations that involved communication, clear, concise communication. And it feels like that. It feels like he just doesn't know how to communicate that and process the awkwardness. It's nothing personal. That's what it feels like. I could be definitely, I could definitely be wrong, but that's what it feels like to me. That's how it comes through. Oh, you said for a place. Is he using you for a place to stay? You're welcome, Emily. Is he using you for a place to stay? I hear yes, because it feels, I don't know that he has any other options, or he feels like he doesn't have any other options, and it feels like I need to stay here because you feel safe. Again, I could be wrong, but that's what I hear. Is like it feels like a yes, because I don't I don't see him having any other options, or at least through his perception of things, it feels like he doesn't have any other options. Or does he truly? Oh, does he genuinely love me? There might be some of that in there, but it feels like I keep hearing like out of options. um, uh, maybe watch the replay. I don't remember what I said. Watch the replay, Mandy. I don't remember what I said. Things, I say things because I'm kind of like in a channeling state, or like, um, I just know things. They just come in. And so as soon as I say it, it just kind of floats out of my, so I would invite you if yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Thank you, Sierra. You know, like I forget things right away. Thank you, Sierra. um, Sierra, how does Ethan feel about me? I get I get this when I tune into his energy, I get very giddy. I get this like really giddy and a lot of butterflies. So I would leave it there. It feels like there's this giddy feeling, or he gets around you and butterflies, and um, uh, I'm gonna say it because it's coming through. I'm just gonna say it how it's coming through. It's like he kind of gets stupid when he gets around you, because he just like doesn't know how to act. But that's because there's he gets so excited. Like there's this excitement that wells up, this giddiness that wells up. um, that he might say something, I don't want to say stupid, but like stupid within within context. So don't take it out of context, but like with something stupid, like something like just silly, or he might act a little like silly when he's around you, because I feel like giddiness and I feel like a lot of excitement. It feels like you give him butterflies, to be honest. That's how it comes across. Let's see. Oh, he's an ex? Okay, I got you. Who's Is there a guy around you that feels, maybe I'm not reading his energy, but there's a guy, it feels like there's a guy around you that has that energy that you may, I don't know, even know if you recognize him or you know that he's into you, but that's what I'm feeling around you, Sierra. Um, oh, the other guy. Okay. So I definitely wasn't tuning into him because he has a different energy, but there's a guy around you that feels he's giddy by you. Um, the other guy, let's see, I don't remember who you said it was. See, there's a thing around, um, when, like, the more specific that you can be, what I've realized is the more specific that you can be and just say what you mean. Um, and sometimes, it might take a couple of times to like really get the question and hone the question in. But um, because my energy goes where, where your energy is. And it does feel like there is someone around you that feels like, giddy. I don't think it's that person that you're talking about, because that person, I, if it were me, I would stay away from that guy. I would consider it a blessing that he blocked you, to be honest. But there's this other person around you. They might not even be a guy, but there's this other person around you that I get really giddy feelings from. And I could be wrong, but I keep feeling it around you. otherwise I wouldn't keep saying it. Let me scroll through a little bit. Hello, evening. Well, there's a guy who's been trying to ask me out. That's probably the guy that I'm feeling into, because I get somebody's really, really, really into you. Really into you. Um, hey, you. Okay, I had to scroll through all the way. You're welcome, Sierra. Oh, yeah, Ethan. Ethan. I would consider it a blessing that Ethan blocked you, and I would stay blocked. However, it gets to be your decision. Please know that. I'm not here to take anybody's power. I don't want that. Okay, so let's maybe do a couple more. But I've been on here past time. Let's see if there's anything else. So if you do want to book with me, you can do that through the link in my profile. It'll take you to my website. I offer all kinds of different types of sessions: healing work, Reiki work, private sessions, etc. Oh, yes. This is the other person, Kaylee. I was actually feeling you, and I was like, where's the other person that I was feeling? Kaylee asks, will I ever be able to connect to my psychic abilities? Excuse me. I got you, Kaylee. Yes. Short answer. The other part of that is include discernment, because a lot of times the spiritual work and spiritual world can look very enticing and look very like magical and beautiful, and it's all fucking lovely. But it's really important to be able to discern what you're connecting to be able to have boundaries, very clear boundaries of what you're connecting to, of who you're connecting to, etc. Because the psychic realm, unless you're clairvoyant and your clairvoyance is very strong and you can see clearly, even sometimes, just seeing like clearly, things can get the better of us, so to speak. So it's important to also want to learn to discern, to understand with great clarity what you want to connect to, why do you want your abilities to come on, because you definitely got it. One thing that I did for a long time is that, it's like these things are like a muscle, especially if they've been shut off, or if they haven't been used. They're like a muscle. We gotta exercise them. We gotta put in our reps. And so one thing that I did was I brought in, I don't even remember how I did it. But it was like almost like I was connecting to source, my higher self, like bringing in light in through all of my psychic circuitry within my body, because we all have psychic circuitry, kind of like like an electrical system. We have a system set up that will that houses, so to speak, our psychic abilities or any other abilities. We have circuitry within ourselves, both energetic and physical, that allows these abilities to manifest and strengthen. So what I did was I brought light into all of my psychic circuitry for like I think it was like a couple months straight, or it was a month straight. Gave me headaches every time I did it, because you're working within, this realm. I mean, it goes throughout the body, but like a lot of it is in, the brain, the eyes, the face, etc. So it gave me headaches. But the more I did it, the less the headaches lessened. So there, there might be, ways to help open it, and you know what I mean. So there's a lot of different ways to open it. What I hear is also timing with you, timing and discernment. Get really clear on what, who, why, etc., as well as it's a timing thing. Sometimes things just spontaneously open, especially with the rising activity and the solar flares and all of the different astrological alignments that are creating certain energetics here. They're going to open typically anyways. So I would invite you to consider not wanting to rush it or push it, because sometimes if we are opening stuff that we're not quite understanding, it can lead to a whole other slew of issues that we may not have been prepared for. Okay, so I'll leave it there. But yes, short answer, yes. There just might be some things to consider and different exercises or practices in order to slowly open it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. If that's something that you want, it probably already exists within you. So, I take it slow and, allow yourself to build your discernment, allow yourself to build your awareness, and build a foundation, because we don't want to rush into these things, because sometimes we can open some shit. And if it's before we're actually ready for that, then you have a whole, like I said, you have a whole other set of issues on your hand to fucking navigate through. So, yeah, take your time. There's no rush. There is no rush. It'll all come in. I don't, Lindsay. I do not do fertility readings. Yeah, I mean, it's important to learn some basics. You know what I mean? You don't just become a bodybuilder overnight. You got to learn basics. You got to learn a foundation. You got to build a foundation of muscle before you ever start really popping out those muscles or whatever. You know what I mean? I always liken stuff like this to fitness and bodybuilding. Because it takes some time. It takes awareness. Hi, Marty. How are you? um, um, hmm. Thanks, pretty. You too. Have a beautiful day, my dear. Okay, so no, that's not a silly question at all, Crystal. So I'm offering free and paid readings, right? So the free readings go as follows. You got to leave a comment with your name, a question. It could be a question. The more precise you can be with your question, the more precise the answer, right? And so it could also be general, love, health, career, etc. I don't do pregnancy or fertility. It could also be a one-card pool. Paid readings are as follows. Donations of 20 are paid, and all of my paid readings go first, right? So it's like, and then all the links to donate are in my profile and my filters right there. And then you let me know in the comments. And then the donation exchange is 20 for readings and energy work, and 33 for energy work and mediumship. And I just kind of allow my own intuition or spirit kind of guide me for the free readings. And I do that until I get, like, if anybody wants to pay, then I just kind of go back and forth, depending depending on what I have and who's coming in and stuff. So no, that's not a silly question. It allows me to kind of reiterate for people. I keep seeing this one. Nicole, do you see me living and working? That's interesting. Is Greensboro, is that Alabama? Is that Greensboro? Is that Alabama? Am I mistaken? Um, and I keep hearing, is this Charlotte something? I keep hearing Charlottesville. I don't even know where that is or if that's a place, but I hear Charlotte something. I wonder even if that was, because I almost feel like South Carolina, unless you're already in South Carolina, but it feels, I keep being drawn to South Carolina for you for whatever reason. That may not be living, working, etc., but I keep feeling that pull towards South Carolina. So I'm gonna leave it there. I don't get Greensboro. I don't get Greensboro though for you. Oh yeah, of course. You're welcome, Crystal. North Carolina. Oh, okay, North Carolina. I was like, is that Alabama? I don't know. I'm not good geographically. I'm not good with my geography. Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay. I keep being pulled South Carolina for you. Have you ever considered South Carolina? Oh, thank you. I like it. Thank you. All right. So if you do want to book privately, private readings, sessions, I do all kinds of different things, then please hit me up. But otherwise, I will be back tomorrow, maybe next week, depending, for some more live readings. I'll pop in here live. Best way to do it is hit your notification. Do people have notifications on TikTok? Follow me and hit notifications to catch me live. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna go. I've been on here for a little bit longer than an hour. Catch the replay on my YouTube channel and have a beautiful day. And I will see you later. Bye.